If you've been dealing with frizz and nothing seems to be working, it's probably because there are more than one type of frizz. Frizz can show up in different ways, and each type needs a different solution to solving it. Why? Because frizz can come from things like lack of moisture, product buildup, humidity, damage, or even ingredient sensitivities. So if you've been slathering on gels and creams and just have not been able to get rid of your frizz, it really just might not be the answer for you. It is a answer. You can get rid of frizz that way, but maybe that's not the type of frizz you have. So today I'm breaking down the 5 types of frizz you can get and how to fix them. So let's just get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Barbie and I'm a professional curly hair coach. Over the past 5 years, I have had the honor of transforming over 20,000 curly heads. Yes, seriously. I've been able to help that many curlies through one-to-one coaching, videos just like this, which honestly, if we're counting videos like this, it's way more than 20,000. And of course, my curly hair subscription, Curls Monthly. Each month, subscribers get access to try 5 new products every single month, and they also get access to a personal curly hair coach, someone just like me, to help build their perfect routine and give them all the guidance that they need. Transforming curls is truly my passion, so if you are looking for that guidance and you're looking to truly be able to understand and love your curly hair, look no further. I will drop the link to Curls Monthly below. I'd love to help you fall in love with your curls. Now, before I get into the 5 types of frizz, let's address the elephant in the room. My hair is a little bit frizzy today. I know. This is like day 5 for me, but it's pretty good for day 5, so I don't want to hear it. We're going to talk about the first type of frizz, which is halo frizz. Halo frizz is frizz that just basically, for the most part, appears on your crown, just like by your scalp. Maybe you'll have a little bit of frizz down here, but the majority is like right up at the top. The cause of this frizz is actually from product buildup. So actually you trying to combat the frizz by buying all these gels and mousses is actually probably making the frizz worse because it's caused by product buildup. So if you're someone who like does a lot of slick backs, wears a lot of product, that could be why that's happening. So how do you fix it? If you cannot remember the last time you clarified your hair, or if you do remember and you know it was a really long time ago, or you've never clarified, you need to go do that literally right now. Just go, leave this video. Using a clarifying shampoo is going to remove product buildup because it contains stronger surfactants that will break down and lift away your buildup, unlike a regular shampoo, which might have more moisturizing ingredients, especially if it's like for curly girls. A lot of times they're more moisturizing than they are clarifying. It's also just gonna rinse away residues from even things just like pollutants if you live in a city. And it's basically going to wipe your hair clean and just give like a clean slate to your hair. Now, depending on how oily or how much product buildup you get, you can clarify anywhere from 1 to 4 or 5 times a month. I know people who clarify literally every time they wash their hair, and that's just because their hair has to do that, but you don't have to do that. And I wouldn't really recommend that unless you're like a clarifying pro. But really, for the most part, it's like most people need to do it like 1 to 3 times a month. I do it once a month because my hair is very rough in finish, and also it's just very dry. So we don't really do that over here that often, and I don't struggle with that type of frizz. Now, to prevent this type of frizz from happening in the future, you're definitely going to want to avoid only using moisturizing shampoos or even only using co-washes. Be sure to have a clarifying shampoo on hand and clarify at least once a month. You also really want to make sure that you're not putting anything really but shampoo on your scalp. Now, if this doesn't work with halo frizz, you might have halo frizz because of like maybe breakage. So maybe lay off the slick backs, the straightening, because it also is possible that that halo frizz is coming because your hair is damaged and it's just breaking. The second type of frizz I want to address is called cobweb frizz. That's at least what I call it. Cobweb frizz, or like spider web frizz, are these thin, wispy strands that basically look like a cobweb when you pull your hair apart. So you can see on my hair right now, because that is like genuinely what I have. Although I don't have it anywhere bad as I used to have it. But basically, like when I pull my hair apart, you can really see it on this side. Like there's all these little tiny strands in between kind of connecting other large clumps of curls, and that's cobweb frizz. It can be caused from a few different things, and it could be 2 different things, whether or not your hair is wet or dry when you see the cobweb frizz. I noticed that if you see cobweb frizz when your hair is wet, this typically is a result of poor hair care, aka like washing with your hair too often, having it wet too often, which can lead to hydro fatigue. Hydro fatigue is a type of damage that can happen when you leave your hair wet too often. Now, cobweb frizz when your hair is dry is usually from just straight up lack of moisture. So you are the type of person where a nice deep treatment could really help you, which we'll talk about on this video. So if you want to fix cobweb frizz when it's wet, you want to make sure that you're only refreshing your curls on non-wash days. You're not fully drenching it down with a spray bottle or getting back in the shower every day. If you want to fix the cobweb frizz that you get when your hair is dry, you definitely just need more moisture to your hair. I did not have Cobweb Frizz on my day 1 wash day, but over time, my hair's dried out. So my hair sometimes tells me that it's time for a wash day by giving me Cobweb Frizz. Definitely avoid re-wetting your hair every day, sleep with a bonnet, do all of the healthy hair care practices to try to get this away. And then if you do get it and you do everything like me right now, you just wash your hair. Once I restyle it, it'll go away completely. But I used to have dry Cobweb Frizz that wouldn't go away, and it was because my hair was damaged, lack of moisture, all the things. So over time, it had to get better. The third type of frizz that you can get, which I kind of touched on the last one, but it's called wet frizz. So if your hair looks frizzy, even when it's soaking wet, and your curls don't almost like clump together after washing, maybe they're super stringy and they have that frizziness in between them, that is wet frizz. And wet frizz is typically caused by either not clarifying enough, protein overload, or occasionally a coconut sensitivity. So like your hair is almost allergic to coconut. Sometimes aloe too. So how do you fix this? Too much protein on your wash day for people who don't need that much protein can lead to stiff, limp, and stringy curls. So what you want to definitely do whenever you do this is to clarify your hair the next wash day to just get a nice clean slate. Then use moisture containing products and stay away from any protein inside of your product. Now just because you got protein overload on one wash day does not mean that protein is horrible for you and that you should never use it. You want to be using my intuitive curl care method to be listening into your curls. They will tell you what they need to help balance them. Now to get rid of this long term, you want to avoid using the same products every single wash day. That is definitely never a great thing. Be sure to always listen to what your curls need. If they're falling flat, that's when you reach for the protein containing products. If they're dry and frizzy, that's when you reach for moisture and stay away from protein. Now it's rare, but it is actually possible that you could have a coconut sensitivity or an aloe vera sensitivity if your protein overload fixes or your clarifying fixes just aren't working. I actually have an entire video on how to identify a coconut sensitivity, so I will drop that below. The fourth type of frizz is just all over frizz. What is it? It's just when you have frizz kind of everywhere all the time and it's just frizzy. And really this just means that you're lacking overall moisture to your hair. What's happening is because your hair cuticles are dehydrated, they are reaching out to the air to try to absorb the moisture that's in the air, which is like why it's raining or humid, you always get more frizz because there's more moisture in the air because your hair is naturally not hydrated, so it's naturally trying to hydrate itself with the extra moisture that's in the air. So how do you fix it? Your hair is searching for moisture, so it needs moisture. And really your shower products will deeply impact your moisture standards. Like your gels and your creams, yes, they'll help, but it's your in-shower products that completely change your hair. Specifically, your conditioner step. When my hair needs deep moisture, I reach for a deep moisture mask. The one that I'm highlighting today, and it would also be my suggestion for you, is the Lanza Moi Moi Hair Mask. This mask has ingredients that will give intense moisture, but it's lightweight. So it's really cool because it doesn't make your hair super weighed down. You can leave it on for anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes, which is amazing. I would say like, you know, for just like a quick moisture boost, throw it on, brush it through, shave your legs, and by the time you're done that, it'll be like 7 minutes. And if you really want a deep condition, if your curls are like dehydrated or maybe you just straighten them, leave it on for 30 minutes. This is also a great product because keratin amino acids, which is a type of protein, is high up on the ingredient list, which also means that it's going to help your hair hold its shape. Great for hair that's damaged. It's also just great for hair that needs that hydration boost, but you still want volume and you don't want it to be weighed super down. Lanza is a great brand. One of our Curls Monthly favorite brands is the Lanza Butter Whip Styling Foam. I'm obsessed with it. You guys are obsessed with it. So I'm so excited to have another product of theirs back in Curls Monthly. And it's a full size in Curls Monthly, so we love that. It really has such a nice creamy consistency. You can use it up to twice weekly. I would recommend, like, if you are someone who just deals with overall moisture issues, use it like once a week. You will really love it. It also has a very deeply penetrating formula, so it'll actually be able to get inside of your hair strands to change it from the inside out, which is why I recommend deep conditioners to begin with. That is what they do. They're actually able to change your hair strands, not just cover up an issue, which is basically what gels and mousses do. So if you have this type of frizz, some things you want to avoid is maybe overwashing your hair, over styling your hair, definitely heat styling, or like if you're sleeping on cotton pillowcases, you want to make sure you use a silk pillowcase or a silk bonnet. All those types of classic curly hair health practices are going to drastically help this. And last but not least, the fifth type of frizz is called surface frizz. Similar to the halo frizz, where the halo frizz is just on your roots, surface frizz is just on the outer canopy of your hair. So if you suffer from surface frizz just the day after your wash day, it's definitely probably most likely due to like friction from sleeping. So friction on your pillowcase, hoodies, hats, etc. And if that's not the case, it's likely just the humidity. So how do you fix it? Satin and silk, everything is gonna be your lifesaver. Hoodies, pillowcases, bonnets, like I live in that type of stuff. For humidity, definitely make sure to lock in your wash day with an oil. And then before I go outside in humid environments that I know are going to be humid, I will hairspray my hair. It kind of acts as like a barrier. And then you just want to avoid like cotton pillowcases, not using any type of sleep protection, just like regular hoodies, beanies, etc., etc. There's really no one size fits all frizz because frizz has so many different personalities. Just before you grab a random cream, watch this video, save this video so you can determine what type of frizz you have so you don't have to just keep covering it up with the same thing and wondering why it's not working. This will help you figure out what type you're dealing with and solve the root cause. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know below which one of these 5 frizz types you might have, and I'll see you next time.